we're going major universities in the state of Florida. So we can define it big three if you want to. We can go Florida, Florida State, Miami, which probably is going to end up being on that list. But we're going to throw in USF and UCF in there also.
Okay.
You get 4 spots on the mountaintop. You get
Okay.
4. All right. So what is your Florida University's Mount Rushmore?
Great question. All right. So here's where I'm going with this.
All right.
Like I just said, we're all a product of the eras we grew up watching and participating in. So I'm a 90s guy.
Yep.
And the 90s were the height of the big three, the Florida State at Miami. Everybody was at their peak. I'll have a couple honorable mentions here in a minute, but I'm going with those 3. And a little bit of the same criteria for me.
I love it.
It's impact, what they meant to the program, and all of those things.
Okay.
So you only gave me 4. There's 3 schools. So I got 2 guys from Florida. I got 1 from Florida State, and I got 1 from Miami.
Fair enough.
My Florida guys are Spurrier and Warfel. All right, for all the same reasons I just mentioned. Nobody is more recognizable, has done more for the University of Florida than Spurrier. Warfel, Tebow, that's a complete toss-up. I played with Danny. Danny won more SECs than Tebow did.
Mm-hmm.
Tebow won more nationals than Danny did, but he wasn't the starter on one of them. That's a little bit of a toss-up, my personal preference. All right, so those are my 2 Florida guys. It leaves me 2 spots for Florida State. This was a hard one for me, but I went with Deion.
Okay.
Deion just kind of personifies to me what Florida State was on the climb when they were coming up in the late 80s and what they became in the 90s.
Yep.
Obviously an ultra talented player, but just his persona and the recognition that he gave Florida State. Mm-hmm. He used to drive me crazy as a Gator fan. I hated him because he was such a showboat. My runner up there though, and is really close, was Charlie Ward. I loved Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward was so dadgum good.
Yep.
Obviously won the Heisman in '93. Kind of was the key piece in that whole Florida State fast break. What they used to do. So I loved him, but I had to go Deion. And then Miami. Kind of like Florida State, I wanted a guy that personified their greatest era and their whole persona at the U when it was the U, not what it is now, but when it was the U. And so I had to go Michael Irvin.
Good list.